Hi everybody, welcome back to the LEGO Studio. My name is Robbie. Right in front of us we've got the new Haunted House Drop Ride. It is set 10273 from the new Fairground collection, sort of implying that we're going to get more fairground rides, even though I believe this is more of an amusement park ride. Just my opinion, I think Fairground sort of has the connotation of it's mobile. You pack it onto trucks, more like the Fairground Mixer set. I believe that was its actual name. Anywho, I digress. What I want to talk to you today about is the mechanism on this. I'm not going to really go through all the details and the references to the other adventurer sets and things like that, or the aesthetic. I like the set. I like it a lot. I think it's great. I think that all the major reviews I've seen of the mechanism are flawed, and it mostly comes from that everyone just seems to be skipping over the powered up functions, or powered up, and power functions is the old system, and they're just slapping an old power functions motor on there and running it. And that's really not the way this is meant to be run. So what I want to go through right now is to talk about the drop itself and why you need to use the two-step function versus just engaging the chain. So I'm going to go through the motion right now. It drops. So, engaging the chain manually. What happens there is I didn't use the disengage chain lever. I don't know what else you want to call it, but basically what we did here, it's easier to show you from the back, is that we have the chain going around, and this has caught the carriage on the other side, and it's going to go through, and it's going to loop over the top, and when it loops over the top, it'll disengage the carriage. And it drops. And that works. And it works fine. The problem is when you connect it to power functions, this chain is just going around at a constant speed, which is too fast. This next one is inside the tower, ready to engage into the carriage before that carriage has had a chance to fully brake using the flywheels and hit the bottom. So if you're just doing this over and over again, you see that it is catching right as it was falling. That puts a lot of strain on everything. And then you get that slipping. You get problems. So what you want is to bring it up to the top and then use this switch to disengage it. Then it rides the chain back down. So you'll see the difference. You see how the chain is moving now and it wasn't before? So now I'm going to switch it back in, pull it up, and then drop it again. Watch the chain. So when you do this properly, you bring up the carriage and then it falls with the chain. You're not just constantly pulling the chain through. You're rising it up and then dropping it. So I'm not going to go through and show you it with the powered up functions, mainly because I'm using my phone as a camera. But basically what they do is one connects over here, which does the cranking of the chain. But it's not always going. It's intermittent. It stops. And then your second motor is here. You pull this lever off, and this attaches to disengaging that sort of brake or clutch or whatever you call it. And this motor doesn't really spin. It will just go, or to turn that on and off. So what the two motors do, bring it up, that one will stop, and this one will just do that. And that's it. that's why you have two motors. So all these big reviews using the power functions, it's not quite working the mechanism in the right way. You can do it better manually if you just want to do this. What you can do is sort of crank it up and then let go, let it break and stop, and then re-engage it. Or bring it up and then just do it manually and see how different it is. So I'll briefly go over what some of the powered up things do. So on the inside view here, what you'll end up getting is, on the app, there's a bunch of buttons. Well, there's 3 buttons. One button will bring it up to this point, stop. It'll have a little sound effect like a picture shutter going off. And then you can hit another button whenever you want. It's like a little door icon, and it'll bring the carriage up to the top, and it'll stop it. And then it won't disengage until you click on the little fake lever on the other side. So then it drops. So notice how slowly it drops, or slower it drops this way when you're bringing it up and disengaging it. It has a much nicer braking versus when I bring it up with the chain and disengage it using the chain. It's not the most noticeable at first, but if you play around with this, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, yeah, this is just what I really want to talk about, is the chain going in a constant rotation versus the chain going up and then using the disengaging mechanism, either manually or via the powered up functions, but it's the same principle. You want to be able to bring that carriage up and stop it again up here, and then disengage it so that it brakes slowly. So that's about it for this set. Like I said, I won't go over all the details. I just wanted to kind of clear up some issues I've been seeing, because I don't want it to get a bad rap, because I think it's a great set. It's definitely a ride. I mean, that's the whole function of this thing. It's a fairground ride. It's not a haunted house. So to compare it to the old haunted house isn't really fair, because that's an actual haunted house. This is a fake haunted house in the world of Lego. So very different. They are great for what each one is. I'm really happy with this set. I'm glad I bought it. I hope this video helped you out, cleared up a few things. Thanks for checking it out. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.